Vinyl community. This is my introductory video, and I hope it works. One thing I've learned to do already is to set up a timer so I know when 15 minutes is up, which I'm probably going to go to 14 minutes now since I had to take the time to do that. I've already done a couple of test videos, and I went 18 minutes, and I've still had 2 or 3 to go. So I've got to learn to edit. Anyway, I've really enjoyed all of the clips I've been watching. It's great. Everybody's enthusiasm for the vinyl finds that they get, what they're into, music. You know, I like this, I didn't like that. I watch that while I'm, eating breakfast or, just taking time out to listen to music and whatnot. I'll pop on one of your clips, and I really enjoy listening to it. So hope I get to join in on the fun of the vinyl community. And so this is me saying hello, and thank you for watching, and thank you for putting up all your clips and sharing all your music. I love it. It gives me get a lot of good ideas to look into other bands, even at my advanced stage. and a little bit of intro to me. I've been collecting pretty much most of my life, technically. When I was 3 or 4 years old, it was like 3rd or 4th birthday, I got my very own album for the first time, and it was this one right here. And I was in a grocery store with my folks and my sister and my brother. We were doing some grocery shopping, and I saw this up on the shelf and said, I want that. I want that for my birthday. I want this for my birthday. So I got spirited away to another part of the grocery store, and when I came back, in the side of the grocery cart where you can see everything, here was this album. And I said, oh, that's great, I'm getting it, yay. To which I remember my mother looking at my father saying, you didn't do a very good job of hiding that, now did you? So that's fine. It's all sentimental value here. The cover's in okay shape, but the vinyl itself is very scratched up. It's probably one of the worst records I've seen in terms of quality of vinyl for care. I got it when I was 3 or 4 years old. I was probably playing around with it like it was a toy to a certain degree. I was listening to the music, sure, but you're a kid. You just don't think to take care of your vinyl as well as you do when you're an adult. So, but anyway, I'm very lucky to even have it, let alone regardless of what condition it's in. So, nice little sentimental piece of music history for me. And staying with Beatles, I'm a huge Beatles fan. I like a lot of 60s music, 70s and 80s music, not just 60s. But this is a recent find I picked up last night. A U.S. copy of Sgt. Pepper and mono copy in great shape. The vinyl is in terrific shape. It's the first pressing of it. It has the mistake for with a little help from my friends is missing the word with, so it's a little help from my friends. So this is an early pressing. Great shape. I mean, it's just, again, it's like there's maybe a couple of slightest wisps of scratches on here. I was just shocked to see something in such good shape, that you go for more. The real treat for me was, and this is the hardest thing to find when it comes to Beatle records, is the inner sleeves, specifically the Sgt. Pepper. But this is probably the best inner sleeve I've seen. I almost pretty much bought it for this alone. There is the slightest 3/16 of an inch tear here in the corner, but there's no seam splits at all. There's some yellowing here on the edges, but otherwise great shape, and very happy to have picked it up. Yes, I could do this later, but in fact, I'm going to. It takes up a lot of time to put your records back in while you're on camera. Music that's playing in the background is the Kinks, Village Green Preservation Society. And it was recently re-released, 2-disc set. I got this off of their official website. And what's really great about it, besides the great music, big Kinks fan, and I hope they don't mind me having their music on in the background, buy a Kinks album today. Specifically Village Green Preservation Society. Especially this version because it's on great colored vinyl. and I love colored vinyl. I won't buy an album, just because it has colored vinyl, but if it's on colored vinyl, it's a plus. It used to be colored vinyl or picture discs, and the quality wasn't there, but now the quality sounds just as good if it's on black vinyl as if it was on black vinyl. So I'm more than happy to pick up a colored vinyl of something. So slide that back in carefully, and slide that back in carefully. It's a double disc. I think it's got the album in mono and stereo. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's I believe it's the mono and the stereo versions. I might have some extra tracks on. I'm not sure. So that guy. Another Kinks album I picked up not too long ago for just a few bucks. It's a Pi recording, a Pi release of the Kinks' first album. It's not an original, it's a re-release of it, but it's in mono, and it's in great shape. It's one of those that looks like somebody bought it and then just put it away and decided they didn't want to listen to it for some reason, or they just forgot about it. So I believe this is their first album. Sounds great. Rolling Stones picked this up for a few bucks, $6, my local store, and it's a copy of Sucking in the 70s, which was a comp done to me it seemed like it was just a quick, let's put together a comp album and get it out there. But what's great is it's got the original shrink wrap on it. It's only open on the bottom, and they've got the Jafco receipt on the inside for what they paid for it, which was $2.99 at the time. So it's still technically still sealed. The top part of it is sealed. It's got a punch mark in it, which you can see more on the back side. And you also see that it's Canadian. Nice little maple leaf up there. So it made its way down here to Seattle somehow. But this really nice sticker on the front of it, of the tongue logo, is great. I guess they wanted to make sure you knew it was a Rolling Stones record, because otherwise it was just this weird 70 writing that was kind of hard to make out. Keeping with Rolling Stones a little bit, and they just re-released Some Girls. A friend of mine, Marsh, you know who you are, and you should be doing these too, Marsh, if anybody, joining this community and putting up clips. He is very knowledgeable in music, and I'm encouraging him to do that. So he told me about that they were releasing this album on colored vinyl through the website. And by the time I got there and he got there, it was only yellow left. They were doing one for each color that was on the cover. And so I found it another place, I can't remember where, can't remember the name of the website, but they had all the colors, including pink and blue and green. So I picked up the pink, mostly because Marsh wanted the pink, and I wanted to annoy him. So, because he got a yellow one from the website. I would have liked to have picked up a blue copy as well, but just... these are a little on the pricey side, but pink seemed appropriate, and so I grabbed that. Thank you, Marsh, for tipping me off for the colored vinyl. I'm glad I got this, and I'm sorry you didn't get the pink, but I did. One of us at least has it. Speaking of colored vinyl, in the dollar bin up in my local record store, got a couple of local record stores, but Midnight Oil, Blue Sky Mining, their first album. When it was originally released, it first came out on transparent blue vinyl. Very nice. And I was more than surprised for, I think it was $2, to pull out the blue vinyl copy of it. I'll take that. I'm more of a fan of their next album that came out after this, but, and I don't really recall, I just recall not liking this album as much as the second album, so I'm going to be giving this one another play, a few more plays. A lot of people are posting about prog rock, which is great. I'm not as much into it as a lot of people. Not that I don't want to be, but it's a whole very deep genre of music that I feel like I'm a bit of a novice, even though I've been listening to it probably since the 70s, because I've been a big fan of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and they're probably the most mainstream band out there. And from the prog side of things, this is on the Cotillion label, an original American. I believe Cotillion was the first subsidiary label of Atlantic that they released the records on. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Correct me on anything that I say. If you know more about what I'm holding up here than I do, please correct me and leave comments. Constructive criticism is welcome as well. So, again, the vinyl it's like somebody bought it and didn't like it and didn't play it again, or bought it and forgot they had it. Cover is in great shape as well. Big Todd Rundgren fan, and Utopia. POV is one that's hard to get on CD, let alone DVD, or DVD, or let alone vinyl. So I was happy to find a copy of POV, which is in great shape for a few dollars. Another Utopia album, which I do know more about. I haven't listened to POV yet. I'm actually looking forward to that. Utopia album, Deface the Music. If the album reminds you of another album cover, it's because this is Todd Rundgren's Beatles album. It's not a covers album, but he wrote songs and put them in chronological order of the style of music that the Beatles went through as each of their albums progressed through their catalog. So you get everything from the early danceable power pop music all the way up through what would be perhaps put on the White Album. And it's sort of his, I'm assuming it's his tribute, even though it's called Deface the Music. I'm not sure his motives behind it, but it's a great album and the songs are terrific. Big Genesis fan, and this is on backwards. This is Mike Rutherford's solo album, which this was in the dollar bin. It's, again, like somebody bought it and decided not to play it. So that's fine. I looked at the reviews. They weren't too kind. I listened to some of the tracks on YouTube, and I really liked what I heard, so I figured, okay, I'm going to go back and pick it up. And I was very happy with what I heard. I haven't listened to this whole album all the way through. I'm looking forward to putting it on and giving it a full listen, but Tony Banks is on it, and who knows, maybe some other mysterious Genesis band members are on it too that I haven't looked up yet, but looking forward to giving that a good listen. The Cars. This is one of my favorite Cars albums. First two are great, but this one always seems to get overlooked when it comes to remastering or any kind of new treatment on CD, or they've never really done anything with it. I think they issued it once on CD and that was it. They've never done anything else with it. Panorama. It's their third or fourth album. I'm not sure which. Really like it. I wish they would do more with it. When they do a reissue series, hopefully. Mobile Fidelity has been reissuing their first two albums on CD and vinyl. It'd be nice if they gave that the same treatment. More 80s music, Simple Minds, New Gold Dream. I really like this and Sparkle in the Rain, which either came after or before this. I can't quite remember. But I know this is a favorite of another friend of mine over in Port Angeles. And in fact, he turned me on to this album way back when, in the 80s. So I was happy for that and really enjoy this album. I'd love to find the gold vinyl pressing of this. It's out there. It's not impossible to find, but I'd like to find it for a good price. I'm jumping all over the place here. Buffalo Springfield, big Crosby, Stills, Nash fan. Neil Young, Stephen Stills, Graham Nash. Graham Nash isn't on Buffalo Springfield, but this is a terrific album. Can't go wrong. Last Time Around. Original Atco label, great shape. It's in this horrible... Reminds me of the Beatles For Sale album where you have to open it up and get it out from this end. See the seal on it is sort of... The glue on it is kind of failed. And with the artwork that you see here, you would think, since there's this obvious, what looks to be like a seam here in the artwork, you would think they would have attached the front here and opened it up. This looks to me to be an original pressing. Maybe there's a more original or an earlier pressing where the cover was maybe split right down the middle here. I don't know. That's a good question for people who are more up on Buffalo Springfield than I am, at least with the vinyl releases. So, last but not least, well, at least maybe time with this. Last but not least, a Small Faces comp of their singles on Decca Records. UK pressing, it's in great shape. Again, somebody bought it and never played it, which is fine with me because it's a great collection of songs. Their catalog is going through a remaster and re-release very soon, so looking forward to picking up some of those on CD. it'd be nice if they re-released vinyl of all their catalog as well. So anyway, I've probably gone over 15 minutes, and I'll probably have to do this again. It goes by as faster than I thought. When I'm watching, it's like, wow, this is great. You know, watch, can just keep watching. And then sitting here, I've done this a couple of times, and before I know it, it's like 18, 20 minutes. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to do more of these and get better at it, get more organized. I thought I'd just grab a few recent finds, and these are all relatively recently picked up, and share them with you, give you an idea of what music I'm listening to, and I like all kinds of music. Give everything a try. It's one of the reasons I like going up to my local record stores. They've always got music playing, music that I wouldn't normally listen to, and sometimes I walk away with it because I like it so much. And I'll spend an hour or 2 hours walking around looking at everything and then listening to whatever they happen to be playing at the time, which, being an independent music store, means they play whatever they want to play. And you listen to some great bands that I would never otherwise be exposed to. So thank you to my local record shop. My local one right up the street is Easy Street Records, and then down the street is Silver Platters. So I'm lucky I've got two really great local independent record stores to go to. And of course, there's all kinds of venues online too to find things. Anyway, thanks a lot. I will be doing this again, hopefully. And leave comments, criticisms. I'd appreciate any kind of help on how I can make this better. If you have any questions, I'll try to start answering some of the questions and whatnot that are put out by people on other clips as well. So anyway, take care. See you later. Bye.